Yo, what's poppin'? Y'all know what to do. It's a Friday night and it's after 8. We here live with the Gray Area Podcast where we talk about situations and things that are rarely even talked about. So if you're here, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, or if you're tuning in on the Gray Area page, y'all share that feed, invite a friend, tell a friend, and let's talk about it. So everybody was asking how come I didn't share any flyer. Um, it's just that there was a lot of topics that I was struggling to choose from. And so at the 11th hour, I decided to choose, well, change. Change. Change is one of those topics where a lot of people say they talk about it, but in depth, like everybody normally strays away from change. And so I just want us to basically have a dialogue about change. You know what I mean? Change, whether it's in your personal life, your personal space, your environment, your job, whatever it is, change. Like, we got to really talk about change. Like, a lot of things going on, and it requires change. What I mean, change. Adjusting is change. A new perspective is change. Um, Thinking positive is like change. So, change is the topic, guys. So whether you're watching it live, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on YouTube, or if you watch the video basically after we, after we already aired live, a lot of my friends, for whatever reasons, they don't they are not able to watch the live, so they have to catch the replay. So the topic for tonight is change. It's that simple, guys. If you're here, welcome to the Gray Area Podcast, where we talk about situations and things that are rarely even talked about. It's a lockdown Friday. That's what we gotta call these things. They already changed our whole lifestyle. They change they change our freedom. We can't go on the beach. We can't go shopping until they tell us. We basically on house arrest. So y'all know how we do. So I like to start off basically any topic by just basically defining the word so we can have an understanding of, like where we could go or where we want to go with the topic. So change is defined as make or become different, take or use another instead of, an act or process through which something becomes different. See, that different word showed up twice. Change. Change basically means different, something that we are not accustomed to, something that we are not used to. For whatever reason, that's change. And what I've realized is that whether we want to admit it or not, we don't like we don't really like change. Hello V, what's poppin', Chevette? Mm. Oh, I like this. Only thing constant in life is change. That's pure facts. That's the only thing that's constant. Change is inevitable. We can't run from it. We can't hide from it. I mean, we can run from it sometimes. We can hide from it sometimes, but change is inevitable. Whether we want to admit, whether we want to admit it is, it's inevitable. And like Shabbat says, only thing constant in life is change. And we, especially me, struggle with change. Like there are some things that I know about me that I should change. Do I want to change them? Nope. Am I comfortable trying to change them? Nope. But and that's where we want to admit it or not, if I'm being transparent, because this is the gray area. It shouldn't be that way. Whereas we are stagnant in growth, Because if you continue to do the same things over and over and over and over, and you're not in the mindset or you're not there to do things different, then your progress isn't going to be the same. And by progress, I mean like what you set out to accomplish. Like there are people in our lives that we can show them a new light, and we can show them a new perspective, and they will still go out there and do the same thing. They'll still go out there and do the same thing and just blatantly ignore what we said and just don't give a you know what. I just want to know, like, why are we afraid of change, especially in the 242? Anything that's different, we either don't accept it or we refuse it, deny it. It's like we are I don't know, we are afraid of change. You can see basically by our society is afraid of change. Anything that goes against the norm for us makes us uncomfortable. We are so accustomed to doing the same things the same way, and it's become a level of complacency, I should say, in our lives, whereas we be like, this how I do things and this how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna do anything any different. This is how I'm accustomed to doing this. And ain't nobody, my mom can't tell me to change what I do. I try to see the positive things in life every morning because I dwell so much on the negative. I try to change my thinking. And that's a start. Changing your mindset is a key factor or a key role in us basically evolving. Like we are sometimes we stagnate our own growth, and it's to the point where we are like, yeah, whatever, frick that. If it ain't for me, it ain't for me. When it was or is for us, but because we are afraid of change, we don't want to adapt, or we basically, man, we basically say frick that. We basically say frick that. Especially me. And I know me personally, like I hate change. Like anything that is out of the ordinary for me, I don't embrace it per se. I don't think I'm open to it. Because look here, change, if whether we want to keep it 100 or keeping it a buck, change isn't easy. Change for us, change for us isn't easy. And we tend to run away from the fact that we need change to grow. We need change to evolve, and we need change basically to get to a point in our lives where we say, look here, we need to evolve to a point. Like some of us, we know we need to go back to school. And the mere fact that we are so afraid of that change in environment to say, man, look here, um, that change in environment to say, look here, this gonna be different for me. I ain't going back to school. A lot of people who have degrees, who have qualifications, they still don't have no job. Why am I wasting my time? It's like we would make every excuse in the world for us to not change. And it's so sad that we are at those points. Like I was talking to somebody right now. It's like, we gotta find ways, to better ourselves. We might have one or two qualifications or whatever, but we gotta go further, right? I was like, we need to try to see how we could, get into some courses, even if we take the courses online, just to have some sort of further qualification. And the dude was like, bruh, you on your own, dog. You think I wasn't interested in school when I was younger? You think I'll be into that now? I was like, dog, you got to change your mindset. And he was like, boy, I'm making more money than half of these people who have degrees and so forth and this and that. I was like, dog, it ain't even about that. I was basically saying, it's for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, to say you have an education and to say that you some of these accomplishments, they make oneself feel like, make yourself feel like wow, like you actually did this. Like you thought you couldn't do this. Like when you get that degree and you be like, mother, even if it's a certificate course, when you get that, you be like, wow, I did this. Let me see how much further. Like the dude blatantly said, dog, I'm making more money than those people who have degrees. What I need a degree for, dog? I must waste my time going to school. I wasn't interested in school back then. Why would I be interested in school now? So it just amazes me like how we are we run from change, we avoid change, we I don't know what to say. It's just like change isn't a space for us to be in. Like I'm not a political person, right? And I'm not F&M, I'm not DNA, and I'm not PLP. And I sat back and I listened to conversations, right? And I was like, I like to listen to older people talk. And one of them was like, boy, my ma was PLP, my Grammy was PLP, my great Grammy was PLP, and I believe her Grammy was PLP too. And when I was in my mummy belly, I was PLP. So I'll never vote for another party in my life. I'll vote PLP till I die. And I was like, that's a serious thing. I just put out a question to him, and I was like, so you mean to tell me, right? What if the candidates, right, that at that time or whatever time, what if they bring forward candidates that aren't proven? When I say proven, like they can't get the job done, and they're just gonna be there bullscaping around. But if the PLP put a dog there, I'll vote for the dog. And I was like, wow. And I was like, that's a mindset that I'll never want to be in. Because you already programmed yourself that no matter what comes and no matter what goes, you aren't going to change. And I've had the same conversation with somebody who was an F&M, and they were they had the same sentiments. But my daddy was the F&M, but my Grammy was the F&M, but my mother is the F&M. And you think I'll vote for anybody else? Boy, when I was swimming, like, I was F&M. Why would I change that now? I was like, same question. So what happens if they bring forward a candidate that that you know that basically isn't you know isn't qualified per se? Like, what are you gonna do, boy? Rat, cat, bat. I don't care what they bring. I'll vote for that. I was like, I mean, I'm not really political, but you shouldn't be afraid of change. You shouldn't use because your great grandma used to do this and your ma used to do that and your daddy used to do this, your daddy used to do that, his daddy and that daddy before that, like you gotta understand that change is necessary to evolve. Biscuit said, gotta make your own decision based on your own opinion. But what if my opinion is wrong? What if I comes to you and I've been stealing all my life, right? And I'm of the opinion that, look here, stealing is the way to go. These jobs, they ain't paying me. I'm making more money breaking in people's house and stuff like that, And I make a decision just to be a robber all my life and a thief. Is that the right decision? Shouldn't I want to change to do better or just to progress myself? Hello. Kid was afraid of change, not gonna lie, but it's necessary. Yes, change is so necessary. And even myself, I find myself to the point where I'm complacent in certain things. And when I say complacent, like, the saying, when you know better, you do better. I find myself in situations I know better, and I don't do better. And I'm like, hey, that's what makes me me. I ain't changing that for my ma. You know what I mean? And then it's like, and you sit back and be like, hey, this don't make no sense. Like this really don't make no sense. Like you find yourself doing some things and you be like, wow, this really don't make no sense. Change is something we all need. Whether we run from it or we could avoid it all our lives. Like a person who works, right? You get paid. And every weekend you get paid, you go and squander your money talking about you balling. Wouldn't even consider putting up little $50 a week. Right? $50 for a little savings. You wouldn't even think about, hey man, let me just put in $50 for a little savings every week, at least I'll have something. No, you go out and splurge all of that money, then come Monday, you gotta borrow one little $20 from Baller or his brethren or somebody. You know what I mean? And now you don't have a job. And now you saying, oh, you wondering what you're gonna do, And then when you finally get another job, you go back to do the same thing. You splurge in your money, you can't save a dollar. Like, you gotta accept change for what it is. You gotta be like Mother said. The last time I didn't have a job and I got fired, I didn't have a dollar to live on. So right now, you know what I gotta do? I gotta change. I gotta change how. I gotta change how I think. And I gotta be like, you know what? Let me just change my mindset for the future. Even if I gotta put up a little $20 every week, at least it's something towards a rainy day. Steven says, agreed. Can't do the same thing forever. Change is never easy, but if you want a better life, you gotta change a few things. Real talk, Biscuit. And that's for me too. We would say we would live a certain way all our lives and have the same results. We stagnant, we have no growth, nothing to show. We doing the same thing, putting in the same effort, the same time. We have the same approach, and we just laid back. We laid back thinking, you know what, this ain't working. So rather than we change our approach and change what we do, we ain't about that life. We basically stop that and pick up something new because we like, you know what, hey, I done tried this, but you didn't even change your approach or change or add a new tactic. I mean, boy, I think we really, hey Manny, what's up? We really, really afraid of change. We run from change. We ignore change so long. I had a conversation with a lot of people, basically on change, especially through this pandemic, right? And I was like, man, so I asked somebody, what are you gonna do different? What are you gonna do different after COVID? The first thing they said, vote Minnesota. I was like, well, motherfucker. I was like, that's the only thing you got from this? Yeah, man, they gotta go, man. They gotta go. I say, what about personally? What you mean personally? I personally believe they gotta go. I said, so what you learned from this COVID situation? Well, I learned that minister ain't making no sense. That's what I learned. I learned, but you can't have them running this country. You can't do that. I was like, no, man, I mean personally. Yeah, bro, that's what I learned personally. They ain't make no sense. I was like, dog, you missing the point? I said, like, okay. I say, okay, let me try to break down what I'm trying to explain to you, bro. I said, the job shut down, right? Yeah. And I can't even get my national insurance check. I said, all right, cool. I said, so what are you gonna do for another source of income? What are you gonna do for another source of income? What you mean by job right now? Job, but how you want me to think about another source of income and job? I was like, dog, you I guess you ain't getting it. I guess he didn't get what I was trying to say. But my point, what I was trying to make to him is you got to change your approach rather than relying on relying on paycheck to paycheck. Try to think of a master plan. A lot of us, we good at things we could make money from. Think of a master plan so we could flip in, say, look here, okay, so right now I don't have no job, right? And I was good at this. Let me see if I could do that and start a little business from home. Like a lot of people will spend most of their time on social media all day, online all day, social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat, and that little dancing on TikTok. And I'd be like, you online all day, man. You might as well find a way how to make money on these things. Oh no, man, I just use them to pass time. Like we need to change our mindset and change our perspective and try to use these things. And then I know a lot of people when they go live, right? Like a lot of people when they go live, they got like 100 followers, or Cindy them. They always have like thousands, 1,000 followers and so forth like that. I was like, man, I say, man, when you go live, man, you have hundreds of followers. And I was like, well, I said, you might as well use that. I told the girl, man, you might as well use that platform to, to try sell a business or whatever. No, man, I just like my followers, man. I like my followers. I was like, you just want to be Facebook famous and you ain't making no money? I'm like, come on, man. Y'all see Cindy Patrice Doxson. Who else? Let me use these people. Cindy Patrice Doxson, Dottie Whites. What the next dude name? The dude, what his name is again? Me and him had a little beef. King Cloud. Who else? Das Quay. Who else? Sawyer Boy. Use them for example. They use their platform for when they go live as followers, and they use their page and thing for advertisement. They making that buck just by you viewing an advertisement. So if somebody not naming any of those names that I've called, right? Whether your name ain't Cindy Patrice Doxson, if your name ain't, and you could at least garner 500 followers, man, you should be using that platform to say, man, look here, you know what? Let me try see how I could bring in a little income to all of this thing. You know what I mean? Like people ain't changed. The only thing is, man, I just like how I have so much followers. What your followers ain't paying you, you gotta get paid. You gotta get paid. Like you gotta change your perspective. Like a lot of people, right? We gotta change this. We gotta change this thing. Whereas we depend on the government for everything. We ain't past that yet. We dependent on the government for everything. Somebody call Rev and tell Rev, stop doing foolishness with our internet, please. Tell Rev that, please. Like I was saying right before, Rev voice, we need to change that we only have 2 internet companies in the Bahamas. We need to change that too. We need to change that too, man. And the thing about it is, man, we gotta basically live like me personally, right? Like I was cracking joke with my boy, right? He's like, boy, Prophet, boy, you gotta start one little farm, boy. I was like, boy, I'm gonna dig any hole or whatever. And then I realized my my car situation, for those who know me personally, and no transportation to the shop. if I had my little vegetables in the back of the yard for my little garden and thing, I could have just walked right behind the yard. You know what I mean? Like we 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 so stuck on being modernized, whereas we ain't focused, man. Real talks, baller. You gotta have that second source of income, even if you gotta grind for it. At the end of the day, you got you to fall back on. Real ain't nobody giving nobody no money right now, you know. Like right now, people who working ain't dishing out no money. People who still getting the salary, you can't get a dollar from them. So we gotta try to figure out how to do little things here and there to try, to change this mindset to where as we become so dependent on our job. Like yes, you can appreciate your job. Now I ain't saying to go on the job now. Your business start 2 weeks and you walk up on the job and you be like, you know what, manager? You get him the finger. No, man, I ain't saying that. I'm saying, right, you could use your job to fund your little side gig. Like we got to change our perspective. Like we so afraid of change and we comfortable, even through this pandemic. I realized how comfortable we were. Now everybody is in a change state or in a change mindset, and this where depression kicking in, anxiety kicking in, stress, all kind of mental illnesses and things. We all think mental illness was a thing before COVID. Check it out now, right? And this ain't about nobody, because our salary is already small, but this ain't about nobody. And I was just asking a few people, I was saying, mother said, I was like, how COVID treating you or whatever, and they were like, boy, it's rough. I was like, man, did you have any money saved? Did you have any money saved at all? And I was like, and they was like, no, I don't have a dollar saved. I didn't know this was gonna happen. And I was like, bro, that's it. And I'm not blaming anybody for their position, because your money could only be long for so long, right? But I mean, like I've spoken to some people and I was like, bro, you've been working on this job 10 years, right? You've been working on this job 10 years. 10 years. Let's use 10 years, right? If you say 10 years, let me do the calculation, right? And let's say you put $100 a month. Let's go by $100 a month. 100 times 12. No, let's go 50. Let me get me realistic. $50 times 12. If you've been working 10 years, $50 times 12, right? That gives you $600. $600 times 10. That gives you $6,000 for 10 years, right? Your landlord or whoever ain't have to know that you have $6,000 saved in the bank somewhere. As far as you're concerned, you lose your job, $6,000, could at least help alleviate some type of tension or some type of stress if you was putting up your little $50 for 10 years. And this ain't the bash nobody. I'm just saying that we so comfortable. We comfortable to a point whereas we are afraid of change. Even me. Like I'm afraid of change. When I mean afraid, I don't mean like scared or whatever. It's just that I don't feel the need to change certain things. Whereas, and they do need to change. Facts. We got to change our mindsets and create our own lane. Yes, because a lot of people got at stuff. We so complacent. Like, let me tell you how complacent we are. Right? A lot of like when I got married, I had a basically a best woman, which is my best friend, right? I went to this pastor, right? And I told him, look here. I said, I've known this person all my life. And I said, this person is closer to me than anybody that I'm close to. And I said, listen, this person know me from I was young to now. Know what I've been through, encourage me. And when I fall short, they call me out of my BS like a sister. Like my best friend is like my sister, even though she's a trader now, but she's like my sister. Like I could be in China, and I say, hey, I'm in a jam, and she'd be like, how can I help you, right? And I went to this pastor, and I was like, hey, uh, we basically have two witnesses. Now, keep in mind, the law of the Bahamas says, in order, this is the law now, the law of the Bahamas states, right? Y'all can read up. I like to read up on the law, so when people talking their garbage, the law of the Bahamas says, once individuals are getting married, male and female, there has to be two witnesses over 18. The key word was witnesses. It never said a man and a woman. It said two witnesses. Man, when I told that pastor that, I was like, man, look here. I just, want my best friend to be a witness. He said, yeah, man, we used to do best man all the time, man. And I said, no, 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 man. I said, a witness. I said, man, my best friend is a female. Oh, no, 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 no. We can't have that in the house of the Lord. We can't have that. He said, nah. Then he was like, so next thing you know, man and woman, the woman and man will get married. I was like, what the? I was like, that's totally different. I was like, but the law says two witnesses. I said, so you going against the law? But then I was like, anyway, but I knew the other part of the law that I'm not gonna say too. If it goes against what they believe, then they don't have to do it. But I'm just saying, he was so afraid, like he was like, no. And so it's like, man, okay then. And he's like, man, if you want to get married on the side of the church, we have this little room here. I was like, so this dude want to put me on the side of the church in one little room, but I can't go in the church. I was like, is it the whole thing the church? I was like, anyway. That's just an example. Like we are so accustomed to seeing the norm. Like anything that is new, we look at it like this ain't normal. This ain't right, man. Something wrong with this. Like we are afraid of change. Why are we afraid of change? I don't know. Why don't we want to change? I don't know. Even this system, like we have a system in place that nobody wants to change from. We have this system in place. We sit back, right? We sit back every 5 years, and we just sit. We sit back 5 years, and then when the election comes, we go do the same thing. We go to these rallies, get drunk, put on our color shirt, and then be like, "I selling my vote to the highest bidder," right? And we don't even care. We'll vote the same thing for the rest of our lives, regardless of who bringing what or who doing what. Like listen. We need change, man. We need to embrace change, and we need to stop running from change to the point to where we just listen. We have a lot of people. We have a lot of people in the world. Even I don't even want to start in the world. I just want to say in the 242. Like change for us, it's like a pet peeve. Anything different from what we are accustomed to, we don't allow that. Like I heard somebody, right? Somebody say, hey, do you beat Naya? I was like, no. I was like, I spanked her like 1 or 2 times. Oh, you don't beat Naya? And your mommy used to beat you? I was like, what the? Y'all not encouraged. I was like, what the fleck? My mommy beating me have to do with me raising my child. That's like, oh, yo, the Bible say spare the rod, spoil the child. I was like, you want me kill my child then? You want me kill my child? My beating never kill nobody. You turn out fine, right? And I was like, man, look here. Because listen, when I used to get beaten, sometimes my mommy used to break wood course harbor. Beat us with switch. Listen, my mommy used to beat us outside in front of everybody. I never forget one time, but I never forget one time when I went by an Haitian lady and I stole a peanut cake. Me and the crew, me, my brother, I can't remember the other fella's name, man. We used to hit this woman every day, boy. She used to have some peanut cake. We used to hit this woman every day, buddy. I say the same routine every day. We didn't change the same routine. The same time every day we hit this woman. Man, look here. When we went by this woman's house, right? The minute I put my hand in the jar, she said, all right, I see you. I said, mother, break off running. Went home. I didn't come outside for the rest of the day. Man, I thinking now everything cool. When my mommy came home that day, mother said, my mommy dragged me out that house. tried me in the yard, beat me so bad. Listen, when I say my mommy tried to kill me, my mommy tried to half kill me. Then she told my brother, go get the knife. I said, well, mother flip, knife too? Man, and then I thought my brother was loyal when we were small and all that garbage we used to do together. He didn't even stand up for me. My mommy going to get that knife. She said, it seem hard. I can chop this off. By the policeman come and say, no, mom, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Listen, and you think now I'm going to do that, treat my daughter the same way? Humiliate my daughter, beat her there by in front of people. Y'all got to be crazy, Change. Yeah, I didn't die. And yeah, I turned out all right, but that don't mean I have to do the same thing. That don't mean the same discipline my mommy gave me, I have to give my child. I ain't nothing wrong with disciplining your child, but I mean, I'm just saying, like some of y'all want me to half kill. Oh, if that was me, I'd have slap off her head. Listen, we have to change. Even our society, like I was watching certain things, right? And I was just sitting back and I was even looking at the NIB situation, right? Now, the government has their fault, but they doing an okay job, because they try. I was like, man, we should be so modernized right now to whereas me, rather than waiting on an email or waiting on a list of names, we should have access to a system to say, look here, to go in NIB system or something like that to whereas we could see like what our benefits are going to be and we could see when it's posted and then they just send that right to our accounts directly. You know what I mean? Like why people have to go out there standing on lines. You know what I mean? Like we have to change our system. Like we so behind. Like technology is so advanced right now. You could be here, and you could be on somebody else's computer. Like I had something wrong with my computer, and listen, I did every troubleshoot in the world to fix my computer, and I was like, honestly, I did everything I know within my mind to fix my computer. Everything I knew to fix it. And so, I say, man, let me contact Microsoft. Then they say, okay. They were on the phone with me and they say, allow us access to your laptop. And I say, man, yeah, okay, man. I pulled up the thing, allowed them access to my laptop. And they say, any personal thing? I say, man, look here, whatever here, I want y'all to see. And they were, listen, they way in another country, and they were on my screen, opening my settings, doing all that, organizing, and finding the problem, and then bam, fix the problem from there, right from where they are. And I said it to say, we have to change, we have to have more systems in place that makes it easier on the citizens. Whereas you're in a hot line, you in the hot sun on the line, you don't know who's sick or who got what. You're already risking. You should have a system in place to say, man, look here. You know what? You could log in here to see what your benefits are, right? And you could choose your payment option. Either you send it to this account, that account, that money gonna get wired and posted in a day or two. Like we so laid back to the point that I don't even know. I command custom on a single window program now, and the main shoot. That's solid. Like boy, I don't know. As y'all can see, it ain't even fun and games right now, and I think I got to do part 2 tomorrow, though, because this is a serious subject. Like change, and I was seeing some people, right? Like y'all know me when I used to dress up, I used to buy them big old clothes. Big old clothes and baggy pants. Listen, my waist is like a 29, 30. And the pants I used to buy is 34 waist. Man, I used to have that belt tie around me, all baggy. And then one day, right, I was just chilling home, right? I can't tell y'all who helps me pick up my outfit, because some of y'all trapsy. I messaged somebody. I said, "Boy, look here. I tired of dressing this way." And I really look at it. I said, "Boy, this don't make no sense, man." You know what I mean? I was so against wearing when I see people wear this, I be like, "Boy, this dude look like he's tight." Didn't even know that they have different fits that you could, I ain't wearing no skinny legs. I don't care how much change coming this way. Ain't no change for me to wear no skinny legs. I just said it to say, like, people them don't change. You get big old great 60-year-old, 50-year-old man them and thing, right? They still got their little baggy pants down, pants way down under their boxers. You know what I mean? You you gotta you gotta change. You gotta change, man. We gotta change. Cause this me too. Y'all know certain things about me. Boy, I struggle to change. And the fact is, when I say struggle to change, I struggle to change them. Anyway, let me read one of these things because people like the WhatsApp and they don't be on here. Okay. Hey Jason, I'm watching the show. I always love this show. Here's my problem. Sometimes you want to change so bad, but then again, your change might make people think that they are gonna run over you. Like I've changed so much of my stinking nasty ways to be nice to the people, and then they take advantage of it. It's not that I'm afraid of change. It's just that I won't allow myself to change to allow people to take advantage of me. And that's just my 5 cents. Keep up the good work. Boy, listen, that's a serious thing. Like people are afraid to change because, like what other people might do or how they might treat them. But you can change. You can change and be a nicer person and still hold your ground. You could be passive aggressive. That don't mean you have to change and be a conk or bozo. I'm not telling anybody to change and be nice and go clear out their bank account to be Captain Save the World. No, 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 no. You gotta execute wisdom. And with that being said, you you could change for the best and still and reach the point to where you could stand your ground. Like you don't have to let anybody take advantage of your niceness. You can control you could control who has access to you. If you feel like you're too nice, then what are you doing that makes you feel too nice? I know I'm not gonna empty my bank account, let my little family starve while you eating everything. You know? So I mean I understand the sentiments of what she's saying. Okay, let me see now. Tick, 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 tick. Mm, mm. Here we are. Boy, Jason, change is easier said than done. Listen, I've been trying to change my life for all these years and ain't nothing happening. It just ain't easy. Like they say, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Listen, I've been trying to change my life for all these years for true. Me too. Boy, that's a serious saying, but the spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. But in the long run, I hate using the words, but anyway, in the long run, the change is going to benefit you. You can't be living this life, you know. You're being causing harm to people cheering all your life, man. Now you got kids and you still want to cause harm to other people cheering? You still want to be a killer? You still want to be a murderer? No, man. No, man. You got to reach a point to say, look here, you know what? This ain't making no sense, man. I don't think I don't think I could do this no more, man. Especially like people who sell drugs, right? Like I don't hate on nobody or what they choose to do to make money, but I always say, you know what I mean? Like how long a person who sells drugs gonna sell drugs? Like What do you plan to do with this drug money? You gonna be running drugs all your life? No, man. No, You gotta have a plan. Are you gonna be in this game forever? Or are you gonna be doing that forever? Like, what are your plans? You wanna be a drug dealer all for the rest of your life? Like, change is inevitable, man. You gotta be like, you know what? I have a family now. If I keep doing this now, I jeopardize my family. And next thing you know, I get locked up, leave my family. You know what I mean? So I gotta, make a plan to get out. You gotta have some type of plan for change. Change. We can do part two, man, because my friend already saying I need to try to do part two because she got an online class. Let's see. I'm not staying with y'all all night tonight. Y'all ain't gonna have me talking. And for the people who say, oh, they come in, don't close it. It's NBA season. NBA season, people. It's NBA season. Right now, the Clippers playing OKC. And we have another game, Philly versus Houston for 9 o'clock. So we shall continue this talk tomorrow. So I want to leave on this note, man. Don't be afraid of change. Like, too much people afraid of change. Like, what? Especially if it's good change, man, embrace it. I need to try accepting changes. But y'all know how to do the Gray Area Podcast, where we talk about situations and things that are rarely talked about. And listen, I know my friend's gonna be mad and say I didn't wait on them. Man, NBA season, at least I did 51 minutes. That's good. Going on 52 minutes, so that's good. So y'all tune in tomorrow. I guess we'll do part 2 of the change subject, so we can help, because I can't wait on y'all tonight, man. The NBA season is on too, and this is like one of the final nights before playoffs start. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning into the Gray Area Podcast. I'll hit y'all up tomorrow. Tomorrow, people. Y'all know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.